Be late, so she will join us whenever she is ready. But for now, let's begin with our recap and jump into tonight's excitement. So, last session was Symbols of Blood and Brass. And let's just say things started with a bang. Quite literally, as Ashra exploded due to divine punishment for betraying the edicts of her goddess, one is Zamichka Nonos. The party lamented this loss. Anurash, a priest on loan from Lovosgrad, explained that this is one big reason why people generally are not fond of and fear Zamichka Nonos, because points to the puddle that was formerly Ashra. The party scraped up the remains of Ashra, held a eulogy for her, and then the statue that she exploded all over suddenly came back to life, revealing Lysander, a strange blue man who was not a part of the famous Blue Man crew, but found himself petrified in the middle of this forest, on the same mission that our scroll seekers were currently on, which was to gather Tyrminder for the Absinthian Amicis, the order of priests and clerics within Lovosgrad, who tend to the second wounded. It appears, at least according to a conversation the group later had with Head Priest Artandalus, or was it Head Priest Artandalus? Who can say at this point, but a statue that looked just like Head Priest Artandalus also came back to life. Out of character, by the way. I did not decide that beforehand. I just let the dice decide that because I figured either way would lead to interesting drama in the story. And so we just got lucky that Head Priest Artandalus made his save and became unpetrified.
Nice.
But anyway, he became unpetrified, the party talked to him, and it seems like he has been out here for several weeks as well. And he was surprised to see Lysander, because before he, Dartandalus, had come out here, he had sent Lysander out to fix this very same problem. That is the Tyrminder shortage. So they had a conversation. And they realized... Head Priest Artandalus realized, oh no, we have two different groups of scroll seekers presenting us with Tyrminder now. It is true that we made scrolls with both of them, but we didn't ever intend to pay 2 scrolls worth of rewards for this. But Digger was like, hey man, we'll figure it out later. We've got bigger concerns right now. Just get back to the city. And Digger also freed Anurash from his contractual obligations to protect her for 2 weeks during her spelunking in the forest. So, newly freed, Anurash accompanied Head Priest Artandalus on his journey back to Lovosgrad, leaving our party to explore the forest and continue their search for this mysterious place that Digger hopes is the source of some kind of elven secret on this island that the stone tablet is leading her towards. So the party trudged on, forging their own path in this unexplored Liluvine forest, eventually coming upon a valley that met a cliff face, and on that cliff face, almost seemingly growing out of it, was an enormous skull 12 feet in height, humanoid in nature. There were also strange pillars of roots that were jutting up out of the ground, and a mysterious blue tree that caught the blue man's attention. Lysander revealed that he's seen this tree before. Possibly this tree's a power source. It's definitely useful for something. And Lysander also determined that the device that Digger carries, as well as this tree, work as some sort of like mystical star coordinating device, meaning that they send signals or magical energy or something into the stars, scan or somehow appreciate the position of the stars at that time, and then use that to triangulate the positions between themselves and the devices of their signaling, that being, at least for Digger, the stone. Nim also seemed to black out for a moment while trying to follow Digger's lead and performing some sort of ancient song to try to awaken whatever mystical powers lie in wait in this valley. But as soon as she came back to her senses, the party was beset by creatures. A large lizard burst out of the ground and immediately latched onto Nia's leg, and for the next several seconds was vociferously chewing on it and just absolutely tearing the shit out of Nia's poor leg. But that's not all. There were viney plants all around the valley, particularly around the trees, that came to life and also started whipping and trying to acidically digest the party. The party was able to dispatch these foes, but before they could get too much of a rest, all of a sudden, a whole host of these plants uprooted themselves and started chasing the party. And the party fled for their lives as they, in their weakened state, but probably even at their best state, could not handle so many of those plants at once. The party narrowly escaped, having ran to a pond at Nia's suggestion, and with the work of Digger and Nim, they were able to distract the plants and lead them down a false path. But the question, of course, is, was that coincidental? The attack by the lizard and the plants? Was that just where they had started nesting and the party was intruding? Or is there something else going on? If there is something else going on, what would it be? And why does it seem to be triggering wherever they go? Who can say? But Digger also discovered, thanks to Nim and her own detect magic, that there's some sort of brand on the back of her neck. Digger surmises that this is probably how something in this forest is tracking her, because Runegonder, the runesmith in Lovosgrad, had told Digger immediately upon meeting her that she was cursed, and he did not want to talk to her. Perhaps this is what Runegonder meant. But anyway, where we begin tonight's session number 16, Power Play. You all are currently taking a break, having narrowly escaped being plant food. Somewhere deep in the forest, there is a lake. I should say a pond, not too far from you, but it is currently not visible since you retreated a ways back into the tree line to avoid the plants. But you are all pretty tired after having sprinted for your lives for some time, and also having a fairly serious fight for some of you. Has been raining most of the day as well. So, for the next hour, I will say, is how long I think this conversation you're about to have will take, between you resting up, trying to catch your breath from the exhaustion, and having this important conversation. About an hour will pass, but we begin with you all, exhausted, sprawled out on the forest floor, trying to decide what to do next.
Say, you all have a way of attracting attention.
Yeah. Trouble, it has a way of finding us.
I've never run so much in my life. We must set up camp.
Yeah, I agree, but just let me give a check of the surroundings and see if it's a safe spot. And I'm gonna basically try and assert whether this is a secure place secluded place to camp.
Alright, give me a survival check, please. Alright. You study the long sort of streak in the mud that was created by the horde of plants near the lake. You judge the angle of its trajectory, you listen to the sounds of the forest near you, and you do a wide loop around where your group is currently crashing. It's not exactly secure, but you don't see anything nearby currently that would be an issue. The plants are far enough away, and you can also hear them, by the way, that they are continuing to move along in that direction, just tearing through parts of the forest in search of you all. So, there's nothing currently tracking you that you can see, nothing currently that would attack you, but it's also not exactly the most secure since you are just in the open in the middle of the forest.
I go back to the group and say, not exactly the most secluded spot. If you all are okay to move a bit, we could try to find a more, better secluded campsite.
We could try to find a better one, but how do we know we're not moving into worse spaces?
Yeah, good point. I've got half a mind to just rest here for the night, except we don't make a fire.
Not that we could with this rain. Say, you all have tents, right? I'm afraid I don't have mine.
We
Daisy has our tent.
Oh no. I don't think we'll be able to sleep in the rain. Unless either the rain or the bugs.
Speaking of which, you do not hear any sounds of bugs, and for the past several hours that you've been with this group, Lysander, you have not heard of any bugs in the distance.
Would that be different than how it was without this group?
Yes, whenever you came through here, it was normal forest stuff. Insects everywhere. You saw like rabbits and snakes everywhere. But you have seen none of that ever since you've been with these guys.
The wildlife avoids us, avoids your group. It's almost as though something is off.
Well, the forest has been quite bare for the past few days, weeks. I can't even tell anymore. But yeah, that's what we've been seeing. Bare forest, just quiet. The kind of atmosphere in the forest when there's a predator nearby. Except we haven't actually, well, maybe it could be the mark on me, it could be something else, I don't know. We haven't exactly run into a different group to cross-reference our experiences either, so yeah, you might be right. It could be isolated to us, or it could be the entire forest.
Speaking from my own experience, I at least wasn't quite as bad before I got petrified. But regardless, we can't stay in the rain, and there might be a way we could solve that problem. If we could find one of those cliff faces and perhaps find an overpass, we could find shelter there.
Maybe, I take a look at the terrain here. Does it look like one of those natural structures might be nearby?
Give me a
Is it
survival
type
check.
of, like, zone for it.
So you do recall that whenever you were fleeing from the plants, one of the points of interest that you saw was a rock formation of some kind. You don't know if it's a cave or if it's a cliff or if it's just a pile of rocks, but there was a rock formation about a mile back from where you, on the other side of this pond. Also, as you're looking up at the clouds, you estimate that the rain will stop sometime soon, but you don't know anything more precise than that. Soon TM.
Well, if we're gonna find a structure like that, we best move. We're losing daylight, and yeah, I don't know how long I can keep standing.
Keep in mind, it's about maybe 3 or 4 o'clock at this point, so you still have plenty of daytime left.
And would the plants investigate the place they've already been? An interesting
I
thought.
don't know. I've never seen plants that move like that before.
Me neither.
Speaking of, only Lysander critically failed at that, the nature check to recall anything about the plants. So, Nia or Digger, if you would like to, you can give me a nature check to see if you have ever heard anything about plants like that.
Sure.
I'll roll it.
Oh, speaking of, while you're rolling, everyone gets an additional hero point to start this session because the RP last session was fantastic, and it actually kind of felt like you had all been playing 15 sessions together, and not that it was Ben's first time, so keep up that good work. Also, Nia, you start with an additional hero point on top of that, because I forgot to reward you for making several absolutely terrible but perfectly in-character decisions last session.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you had mentioned Ben entering with a pet peeve of people deliberating too long. So I'm like, what if I just do the thing that pops into my head? And we went with it. It was good.
You guys aren't as bad as I've seen.
Oh,
yeah.
I won't complain about my group here, but I could. They love that. I let them do it because they love it, but man, they love to decide how to do a thing and hate to do the thing. Sorry, I'm sidetracking us.
All right. So, Nia, you have never encountered or really heard anything about plants like this, but you're fairly certain they probably only exist on this island because you've never encountered them in Casalovecchia, anywhere you've traveled. However, Digger, you've had the misfortune of running into one of these before a few years back, or I should say like a few months back. It did not end very well for you. These are plants known as Kyria rovina, and you've seen what they do. They lie in wait. They are man-eating and carnivorous plants, but they lie in wait and attack tasty meals that get too close with their thorny appendages, as well as, if that doesn't work, they can just dissolve things that they want to eat with their acid discharge. They're a fun time, and I mean that very sarcastically.
Well, those plants, they're not entirely supernatural. I don't quite recall their name, but basically, if you know what a flytrap is, imagine that, but for, well, they're capable of eating larger, like more ferocious predators. So, yeah.
Are they also known for chasing you halfway across an island?
That I'm not sure. Usually they're rooted somewhere. Um, I don't think I recall seeing them uproot themselves like that and chase a prey. They're usually ambush. Well, are they even predators? I guess so. Well, they're usually ambush predators.
We can talk more once we found proper shelter.
Right.
Would I be able to use Know the Way to navigate to that formation you mentioned earlier?
Let's see. The location you were at. So you weren't at that location, but you can get to the spot where you initially saw that location. Yes.
Okay. I mean, that would help at least. If we're heading that direction, that would help.
Is that what you all would like to do?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. You get up, dust yourselves off, although it's pretty hard to do that considering you're soaked in mud and covered in mud and soaked in rain now. And as you are getting up to leave, you all receive the following communique. Attention all order personnel! Keeper of the Path, in casino reporting. Approximately 20 minutes ago, I lost track of a dangerous-looking entity within the Lilluvine Forest. I can't tell where I am now, but if you're hearing this, please proceed with the utmost caution. I repeat, I lost track of a dangerous-looking entity within the forest approximately 20 minutes ago. If you can hear this, proceed with the utmost caution.
Is that broadcasting in our heads or out loud from one of our items?
It is broadcasting in your heads, but you also see that the packs that the order gave you when you joined are lighting up.
Oh.
You all hear this?
Entity? Could they not be more specific?
I hope they could, but they're probably missing information too. Bad lighting conditions, maybe didn't get a good angle.
Digger, you recall that Kalilulilam told you when she handed you all your cards that served as multiple magical purposes, that you could use that to send messages to, or communications I should say, to other members of the Order who were within a 10-mile radius of you. So somewhere within 10 miles is Casina sending this message.
In Casina, have we met her before?
No.
I don't recall hearing that name.
I will say she was in a scene that you all were involved in, but no one talked to her. But she mentioned she's the keeper of the path. That means that she is the leader of the path striders that were sent on the mission to locate the forest guardian.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she was involved in the more capable expedition.
Yes.
Well, I look at Lysander and I say, well, basically there's another expedition group meant to track down the actual forest guardian, even though we don't know what it looks like. That was the leader of that expedition. If they lost track of it, that's not good. We best move with caution.
Knowing our luck, it'll come straight to us.
I hope not, but then again, she's within a 10-mile radius of us, so...
Could you ask her for more details?
I think we could ask, but she couldn't respond back unless she has more cards.
Not quite. It's a communication subsystem that's meant precisely for these sorts of things. So if you all wanted to, you could have a conversation with her.
Well, with
Oh, dang.
what I know
How does that work?
out of character. I guess it's like a walkie-talkie.
Well, remember when Kalilulium gave you those cards, she said on the back of them is a magic seal, and that can communicate with any person in the order within a 10-mile radius. So you speak to the guard.
That, like limited uses, or
She did not. She just said, keep this card on you. It's proof of your membership, and it also has this nifty magical communication function.
what was the name of that leader of that other team again?
In Casino.
Out of character. I didn't know the spelling. I guessed it. I was way off.
No worries. John Cena.
Well, go ahead, don't be shy.
You have one of these too, by the way, Lysander.
Oh, I didn't know I
oh.
had one.
It's standard issue to all members of all initiated members of the order.
I'll take out my card, and roughly thinking about trying to use it, I speak into the magic seal and say, "Hello, we received your message. This is Digger. We just evaded pursuit from a bunch of out of character. I forgot what the plants' names were.
Kyria Rovina. It's also in chat.
Oh, okay, there it is. Okay, we just escaped pursuit from a bunch of Kyria Rovina. We're near a lake right now. Did you see where the entity was headed? Any particular directions?"
There's a brief pause before a communique enters your mind and your minds in response. And she says, "Digger? Who are you? How did you get a hold of an order-issued card?"
I sigh into the card and say, "Rohan Digger Lovos."
There's another short pause before the communique responds. She's like, "Oh, your ladyship. I'm so sorry. I didn't recognize that name. Right, what were you saying?"
I repeat the message of like what just happened to us. We escaped pursuit, and then where the entity was last seen headed towards.
Seems like she's recovered from being doubly dumbfounded in such a short succession, and she says, "Oh, well, I don't really know where I am. I was tracking this mysterious blue pillar of light that appeared in the middle of the forest for several hours when I came upon that creature. But then there was this tremendous amount of noise from what I guess is a valley on the other side of the cliff I was on. It sounded like a stampede of some kind. Are you okay?"
Yeah, we were there. That was us. We were being chased, but we managed to escape. But be aware that there might be a whole pack of predator plants going about, and we also saw a wandering pack of undead, including one undead cyclops.
Wow. Don't hear that every day. Whereabouts did you encounter this roaming horde of undead?
I described the lay of the land where we first saw it. I, as a player, I don't remember, but I described like any notable layouts of the natural landscape where we first saw the zombies.
Right. She says, "Wow, you all are really off the beaten path. Okay. Well, I've never been to any place that looked like that, so I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, after
if you hear
Tell her it was by the
stomps-
giant skull.
If you hear stomping, it's probably that Cyclops walking around, or it could be the plants making a ruckus. Either way, if you see a giant skull in in a valley, that's where we were.
yeah, that's where I was too. Well, I was on top of the cliff before. I was approaching, I should say, the cliff zenith before the stampede happened.
Oh.
It was around that time that I lost sight of this really dangerous looking creature, so I don't know what direction it went in, but just it's probably in this area, so be careful.
Lysander will finally finish picking up his card. Hello, this is Lysander. I am with Digger.
Oh yeah, you were that transfer that came in from the mainland several weeks ago.
That's right. I've been out of commission for a while.
Yeah, we thought
Could
you were dead.
describe- In a sense, could you describe the entity?
Oh, and as she sighs like that, it's a sigh of like, oh my god, I never want to have to see that again. As she steels herself to try to explain, she's like, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. I thought it was like a huge bull, but then whenever I got closer to it, it's like half of a person grew out of the back of the bull, and it was like completely flayed, and it looked, I don't know, just seeing it sent extreme shivers down my spine, and I almost couldn't even move when I saw it. Luckily, it ran away at the sign of the commotion, because if it would have approached me at that time, I think I would have been dead.
Thank you for the
Did you see
description.
how large it is?
I mean, bigger than a full-grown bull.
What's a bull?
A bull? Like a cow bull?
Oh, I'm foolish.
It's in your name, bro.
He is immediately embarrassed. Like, I misheard the word.
A bull.
I didn't ignore me.
Imagine.
Wow.
Yeah, she says, yeah, it's bigger than a bull, like a full-grown bull, probably taller than a horse. And it was massive.
We better get out of this area then.
Yeah, we're heading towards some
But-
kind of rock formation. We've lost track of our bearings, but yeah, currently we're near a lake.
How do we know we're not moving towards it?
We don't.
Well, there's a 1 in 8 chance we are.
But yeah, I speak into the car again. I say we're heading towards a rock formation right now. We are currently near a lake. Yeah, that's it.
All right. So, as you all continue walking, you approach the as you continue walking after hanging out from this quote-unquote call, you begin to hear what sounds like a galloping horse approaching in the general direction of where the pond is from you.
Spins on his heels. Nope. Time to go. Time to go.
And as you look, you can see descending from the hill that you all ran down to get to this pond. It looks like a bull-sized horse that has been completely flayed,
Oh fuck.
blood still dripping off of its muscles, its exposed muscles. It has large goat horns on its head, though. and its gallop slows to a trot, and then eventually to a standstill as it turns sideways beside the lake. And you recall that whenever you first decided to come to this pond, that it was the sound of splashing water that originally attracted you. But when you came here earlier, it was a still and silent lake with no signs of any other life in it. Begging the question, how and why was the water splashing? Well, as you watch this creature, there's a sickening crunching and popping noise that emanates from it as, slowly tearing through the bones and muscles, is the upper torso of a vaguely humanoid-shaped creature, almost like it's breaking free from some sort of imprisonment, pulls himself up from the insides covered in gore, and cracks its back. And as it does, you can see its spine fuses with that of the big bull that it is part of. Its red eyes turn, looking towards this pond. It holds out a long, emaciated, clawed hand. And as it does, bloop, 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 bubbles, and the water begins splashing. Whoever is currently looking in this direction, please give me a perception check.
Wouldn't be me. I spun around and started walking the other way.
No, this is too interesting. He is starting to run away and then turns around, takes a few steps backwards, and then stops and stares at it, just like mouth agape at the sight. This is a new and strange experience. This world is full of mysteries. And yeah, that's been this trip for Nia. We're into it. What's happening here?
Digger and Nia both. You notice that the pristine and tranquil, almost spring-like water of this lake begins to ever so slightly take on a rancid, fetid type hue as this creature begins doing something to it.
It's doing something to the water.
Digger.
We really wait around to see if it sees us.
No, let's get out of here.
As you say that, you hear heavy wings from above. And then a heavy as something massive lands on the ground. Do you stop to see what it is, Nia?
Yes.
You turn back.
It does.
You turn back a second time, oh Lot's wife, and you see a massive, roughly B-shaped figure descend from the sky, its form engulfed in flames as dark as shadow. Its commanding red eyes fixates on the figure currently messing with the lake, and in a reverberating, bestial growl of a voice says, "I would prefer you not destroy this lake." The figure stops for a brief moment and cocks its head sharply to the left. You hear its neck cracking, possibly breaking, as it responds. And the beast says, "She is still of use to me." And that unsettling, mangled, humanoid upper body of a creature slaps the bull that it is attached to as the bull slowly turns around to face this bestial, shadowy creature. And The humanoid creature on top plunges its long clawed hands into the side of the bull. You hear a sickening snapping of tendons and bones as he slowly retracts his arm out of the innards of the thing upon which he rides. Slings off the blood, revealing a hooked sword made out of bone, and points it straight at the beast's face. And you hear, emanating from this figure's throat hole, a gasping voice seething with rage and remorse that says, I gave her to you. These waters are mine to do with as I please now. The shadowed beast says,
Imratir, walk away. There is still much work to be done.
The mangled man body screeches, Mine! 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 As it charges forward and slams its blade towards the creature, but in a flash, these dark wings of pure fire jut out of the beast's back, deflecting the sword's blow. And a gust of wind is issued forth from it, bursting through the tree line. It brushes past you all, and you get a scent of decay, of death, of rot, and pure, unadulterated inferno. Do you stay and watch longer, or do you go?
I tug on Nia's collar, signaling her.
Yeah, Nia starts to run, but she keeps looking back a couple of times, just like dealing glances as she sprints.
You know what, Nia? Please give me a will saving throw.
I love it. That's out of all of my saving throws, that is one of them.
That, unfortunately, is a failure. As you turn to go, you find yourself paralyzed in absolute fear. Fear like you've never felt before. And your legs feel like solid stone as sweat begins to pour down your brow and goosebumps dance across your body.
Lysander, seeing this, will think quickly and will speak to Nia, threading magic into his voice. Flee! Flee now!
Okay, so Nia? Would you like
a will save?
Would you like to choose to fail this save?
Yeah, if you're offering the option, I will take it.
Alright. Yeah, I'll say this works here, but just in case there's some sort of in-combat shenanigans that I'm not seeing here, I'm not guaranteeing.
I wouldn't do a combat use of this. This is a story thing.
So yeah, all of a sudden this magical force compels you, and even though you are terrified senseless, your body moves on its own as you begin to follow after, or you begin to sprint. However, this is the command to just flee, so please roll me a d8, Nia.
Right, we will roll an 8.
I'm still tugging on Nia, if that helps.
Yeah. Oh, to interrupt very quickly, there are rules for choosing to fail things. It's under the Gliminal monster, the only place they exist, and they're kind of a suggestion that a player can choose to reduce the level of success by 1. That's the only place it's mentioned anywhere. So it's kind of up to the GM.
I think in combat it wouldn't necessarily override what effect you had on you.
Yeah, anyway. So, Nia, Hearing the command to flee, your body just begins running in a direction. And that direction is west. So you begin running a different direction than the others are. But it only lasts for about 6 seconds. So you all watch as Nia goes from just being like stuck to just sprinting as far as she can and then stopping. And as that happens, there's a growl of recognition from the beast engulfed in flames. It says,
Hold, Imradir. My prey is nearby.
I would like you all to give me a stealth check.
Curses.
As the sound of someone sprinting through the nearby forest seems to have attracted attention.
These are blind?
Correct.
Oh, stealth is blind. Sorry.
Stealth is always blind.
Ah, crap.
Stealth is blind. Please reroll those. Oh, so
Well, we're gonna find out real soon if they're bad.
I think mine was blind. Would you still like me to reroll?
no.
Cool.
Let's see. Just have to do some math here. All right. Oh, you are some lucky sons of bitches. So, you all, describe to me how you are trying to hide as you hear this commotion and the attention is drawn towards the tree line of this lake.
Okay, Nia already is covered in mud and blood from previous adventures, so we're gonna go like Predator. She just dives down into the mud and covers herself in wet earth to just blend into the forest floor.
Lysander just hops behind like a tree root that has like a little elevation, like in the Hobbit, hiding from the Nightmen or whatever they're called. He just tucks himself in there.
I drop prone and army crawl under a shrub.
And Dicker, as you do that, you feel a sharp burning sensation on the back of your neck.
I whisper under my breath, Salsa, protect me.
A few moments of tense silence pass. Seems like nothing is coming for you. You hear the sounds of heavy beating wings taking up to the sky and flying away. But who knows what remains of that strange mixture of a flayed bull and half-human growing out of it.
Alright, as much as Nia wants to know what's happening back there, after what just occurred, she is going to crawl back towards the last place she saw her party.
Easily enough.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that guy to stomp off. If he's still there.
Yeah, you don't hear anything. It's almost like after the winged figure left, that bull human is also silent. You occasionally hear like a faint and then a pawing of a hoof on the dirt, but don't know what they're doing from your current position.
I'm just gonna wait.
You hear something crawling towards you from the forest floor.
Lysander specifically?
Yes.
Holds breath.
Hold your breath. Keeps getting closer and closer. And Nia, you finally see one of your
Oh
party
my
members.
God.
You see, it's Lysander.
Did you not? Yes. Nia lets out a bit of a sigh and then gets up
We need to go now.
onto her knees. And is, okay, let's go.
Okay,
What?
quietly, everyone.
All right. So please give me a stealth check as you all now try to skulk away unnoticed. Clearly not being able to go back towards that rocky formation now because this weird creature is in your way. Unless, of course, you would like to
well.
go past it.
I'm very
Wait,
bad
I-
at stealth.
The long way around. So
Well,
Nah. Let's just not go that way.
all right. So you all skulk away deeper into this part of the forest past the lake. You skulk away until you put about a mile between you and that pond. Don't know if you would say you feel safe, but you at least feel removed from immediate detection and immediate danger. And it's at this
So-
point that the rain also stops.
Unfortunately, I was right. We went in a direction, and the direction was worse. What can you do?
I glare at Nia and I say, Nia, sometimes in critical moments you need to get your impulses under control.
But you didn't you see
Humans,
it?
am I right?
Look, maybe you folks, you're elves and whatnot. You've got 600 years to figure things out, but you know, I've got, if I'm lucky, I've got 80. And
I'm younger
you
than
didn't
you.
see that thing split itself in half? That giant flaming shadow come down from the sky? You
Ah,
have
yes.
a
And you-
chance to see these things, and
Yeah, and you
I've
just stand
seen
and
worse
gawk.
in my dreams. But no, it was quite horrible. I've never seen like anything like that. It was like a demon. In fact, is that something I could recall knowledge on?
On what specifically?
Broad swaths, is it a demon?
Is what a demon?
The bull
The
thing.
bull. Okay. You can give me a religion check.
I'm calling it the retractable centaur in my head.
Except a centaur grows out of the front and doesn't have a full animal along with it. Also, is there a reason you have advantage on these rolls?
No, that. Wait, we encountered this last time, right? I shouldn't have advantage.
Yeah, it says you have fortune for some reason. It's a part of your curse bound
Ooh, I
effect?
wonder. No. I was wondering if I had something. Nope. Tap the past is tapped. I don't have any more uses of this. No conditions are on my token. Yeah, I don't know why.
Alright, well, luckily for you, once again, the first number was the highest roll, so... So, the strange bull with a dude, half of a dude, or half of a roughly human growing out of the top of it, or bursting out of the top of it, does not match the accounts of any demons you've ever heard or read about.
Well, at least it wasn't a demon. Maybe.
Although Nia and Digger, if you would like to give me a lore check, there's something you might have noticed about that conversation. Digger, ancient elven lore for you, and Nia, well, do your genealogy lore.
oh sure.
Okay. So you both succeed, but for different reasons. So, Nia. You have heard in your time in Lovosgrad, occasionally there are references to some sort of spirit or force that guards the forests, and it is referred to as Anux Dasos, which in Kasalovakian, your native language, translates to ruler of the forest. Now, Digger, that beast said something. It said Imradir, and that strikes you as a particularly ancient elven term that you would not find anyone using today, but it roughly translates to Lord of the Forest.
So what you're telling me is that boar? Or was it the flying creature that was Lord of the Forest?
Something like that. But that's, at least from what I know, there's an ancient term for it. I dare not speak it because I don't know how powerful it is. But it's an ancient elven term that also means Lord of the Forest. There hasn't been much of records of it in recent history.
Then is that the guardian of the forest you've spoken of?
Possibly, and considering what the other team is doing, they were tracking something related to the Guardian. Events would lead me to believe, yes, that is the Guardian of the Forest that we were all talking about.
Well, something terrible must have happened to it then. Surely it would not look so desiccated otherwise.
Possibly, it looks maybe corrupted to me. Something happened to the forest, or maybe something happened to it and it affected the forest. Or it might be the other way around, I don't know.
Ay. Let us try to build a shelter. I don't think looking for someone will net us much.
Yeah, okay.
While you're building a shelter, Digger, please give me a will saving throw. All right. You flash back to what feels like a lifetime ago, when you were first starting off on your journey to try to become a scroll seeker for the Order, with a mostly different group of people. You encountered a little pond that looked quite similar to this one, but there were two particular entities, let's call it, that presided.
Oh yeah, the water spirits.
Yes. Do you recall what they asked you to do?
To find their missing sister.
Yes. And what happened to their sister?
Kidnapped by some giant brute.
Indeed. And what was peculiar about the lake or about the pond that you just visited? Before the creature got there.
Like seemed like the similar lake as the other two, the spirits, except it was, well, unresponsive.
Indeed. And what did the shadowy beast say to the weird bullman creature about the lake?
I forgot in the heat of the moment. Sorry.
I still
you're
have
good.
use for her.
Ah, okay. So,
He said, I would prefer you not to destroy this lake. She is still useful to me.
well,
The bee creature said that, or the bull
The beast creature said that.
beast creature?
He said that to the bullman.
well, we were looking for a missing water spirit a few weeks before, or was it just last week? I think that missing water spirit might be in that lake, but she was unresponsive when I first called out to it. So there might be some sort of I don't know, some kind of devious ritual going on.
Nia,
Nothing we can do about that for now.
do you recall what the bullman creature's response was to the shadowy beast request not to do that?
I'm sorry, please remind me.
I frantically said, I gave her to you. These waters are mine to do with as I please now.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. Out of character. At a point during your account of this, you got really into it, and it was great. However, something about the audio setup you got, it cut out a few times, and I didn't get that clearly.
Oh yeah, when you were
So-
doing the groaning, distorted voice of the bull creature, your mic picked up.
Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't want to interrupt in the moment because you were getting really into it. And that was great. But yeah,
Well, that's what he said. That's probably what you missed.
Okay, sorry. One more time. Let me write it down so I have it.
Yes. The bullman beast creature said, I gave her to you. These waters are mine to do with as I please now.
So
And-
the beast creature has the water spirit? Is
Emphasis,
what I'm gathering.
emphasis on the gave. I gave her to you.
In which case, that supports our theory that the bull thing is the guardian force spirit corrupted somehow. All of these things are very interesting. Let's sleep on
Uh,
them.
who is her? What sort of deal did they have?
I'd imagine her is the water spirit Digger spoke of.
Before we met you, Nia, we encountered a different lake. That lake had two water spirits, and one of my companions at the time, they conversed with the spirit and found out they had a missing sister, which was abducted by a large hulking creature, which I suspect might be one or the other of the entities we saw earlier. And from the dialogue of the two, it seems like that missing water spirit is in that lake being, I don't know, they're doing something to her.
I don't know what all this means, but I know we've got to get somewhere safe, somewhere we can get some rest before we move on.
I think we're 1 mile away from where the lake is. We're pretty much spent for the day. This looks secure enough, I think.
Let us just hope it doesn't rain again. And if the clouds clear up, I might be able to glean something from the stars. No promises, though.
Yeah, and I'm gonna see if the tablet works on the moon again.
I would love to see that if it does.
Alright, so am I to understand that you are just kind of lounging about until nighttime?
Is it not evening?
It's like 4 o'clock or so at this point.
Oh, okay. We walked a mile, so yeah, my modern senses are not keeping track of the travel time.
Oh yeah, that's true. You were sneaking, so yeah, it's probably 5 or 6 o'clock now.
Early to
If
bed,
it's like
early to
close to
rise.
sundown, then we will set up camp before it gets dark.
Alright, so you spend an hour or so, probably an hour and a half with how muddy the ground is, difficult to set up camp. But you get everything. Oh, you don't have tents anymore, never mind. So you just.
Yeah, so
middle.
should kind of, if there's any like big flat leaves, kind of jury rig those the best we can with twigs.
Yeah, like
Survivor Man
ground with, like,
style.
Fallen
Sure.
leaves and branches.
Someone give me a survival check to see how bad or good this turns out.
Could I aid with nature?
Sure, so you go ahead and roll yours, and then Kyler can roll survival.
This is an aid.
Alright, so that's a +1 for Kyler. Alright, or so, sorry, for Digger. So Digger, you're doing pretty well, but Lysander manages to find a couple of hardy sticks and somehow a couple of large leaves that are not completely soaked, and that's what you need to finish setting up a uncomfortable but functional tent that's big enough for 2 people. You all gather up some stones and try to get some wet wood and for a fire pit, and take out your rations and begin eating your dinner. And by the time that's all finished, the sun has set and the moon starts to rise.
So the skies are clear, I see.
Cloudy, but yes.
Well, Lysander has a habit at night of staring at the stars and seeing if he can glean information. But if the pockets are too sparse because of the clouds, he might cut it off early.
Alrighty. And just out of character, is this just one of Lysander's hobbies, or is this something related to a class feature?
This is just a hobby.
Okay, just making sure. Alright, so you look up at the stars, and Digger, are you also going to take out your stone tablet?
Yep.
Alright. What do you do with it?
Similar to what I did before, I try to hide it in the shade under a clear night where the moon is out.
Alright. So you hide it in the shade. Eventually, the moon passes overhead, and the light shines into the middle of your camp from the moon. But nothing happens with the tablet.
I pointed at the moon.
From where you're standing,
Yeah.
you pointed at the moon in the shade and nothing happens.
While keeping it pointed towards the sky, I sit down in a cross-legged position. I place it on my thighs, and then I start looking at it and softly sing the elven song from the valley.
All right. Still sitting where you were in the shade, singing the song. The tablet does not seem to respond.
Then I scooch over out of the shade into moonlight, and then I do the same thing.
As the tablet hits the moonlight, it glows with a pale blue energy that courses through all the carvings in the gem embedded in the center of it. And as the energy arcs its way through the carvings and it hits the gem in the center, a very narrow beam of light shoots up. Lysanders, you turn around hearing the commotion. You see this tiny little beam shoot up into the sky. It looks like it hits the moon and is deflected off the moon and crashes somewhere in the forest. A few seconds
Did you
later...
show the picture of the tablet so Ben has a...
Oh, I showed it to him last time.
You imagine? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw it.
But I can show it to him again. Yes.
Fascinating.
And it's at that moment, Digger, that you see two bright pillars of light shoot up from very different parts of the forest.
Oh, what the heck? There's more. But they're not the ones that my beam directed towards, right?
You mean originally?
Well, this one, the new one that, the first one that just triggered, that I just activated.
Ah, so you mean the beam that you were following earlier today?
Yeah.
Why don't you give me a survival check to see if you can make sense of that from where you are?
Or like, did one beam shoot out from the tablet into the moon, and then 3 beams shot out from the moon?
No, a tiny beam shot out from the tablet, hit the moon, and now there are 2 pillars of light in the forest.
Oh, okay.
Lysander, if you would like to aid with astrology lore, you can do that.
I'd love to. If only I had an astrolabe.
Nice. Alright, so that's a +1 for Digger. So Digger, actually, as a matter of fact, one of those bright blue blazing pillars of light in the forest, you wager, is the one that you were trekking earlier today that led to that skull cliff. The other one is the original beam of light that you were tracking.
Oh, I was misled. The Valley of the Skull, that's a different signal. That's the one, and then I point to the original signal. That's the one we were initially tracking for the expedition.
We ought to mark to go in that direction in the morning. And Lysander would literally just draw an arrow in the dirt.
I'm just gonna take out my compass and then remember, like walk around for a bit and remember, try and triangulate it in my head based on the lay of the land and like how it rotates. Relative to the beacon.
The cliff with the skull in it is to the northeast of your present location, and the original beacon that you were tracking is far to the south-southwest of your current position.
Oh, okay, we completely missed it.
We went the complete wrong way.
We got sidetracked and then we followed the wrong path for a minute. So yeah. We're in the middle of nowhere. We'll get there. We got a direction now.
And a blazing beacon of light. Sorry, go ahead, Digger.
I hide the tablet to shut it off.
As you start to put the tablet away, give me a perception check, please. Something else mysterious pops into your visual field just as you are about to take the tablet out of the moonlight. But as you notice that, you begin putting the tablet back into your backpack.
Do I get a chance to like react and stop myself, or?
Sure, you can pull it back out and put it back into the moonlight if you would like to.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Alright. You take out the tablet again, trying to figure out what that strange sensation was. You scan the forest ahead of you for several moments, and that's when you're able to figure it out. In the middle of these blinding, blazing pillars of light shooting up from the forest into the night sky, you see a faint, pale, blue and white orb in the distance. It's blinking, or pulsating, I should say. And as you look down at your tablet, your stone, I should say, the gem on it is also emitting a pulsating light of a similar color.
So it's almost like I can see the other orb of light through everything. Or is it like far away, or is it close to me?
It is far away, yes, but it is like you're able to sense its presence through all of the trees and all of the other stuff in your way.
I point in that direction and I say, huh, there's something else, like a second glowing orb somewhere over there, and I point in that general direction. Might be a second tablet.
Yeah, Nia looks over that way.
That beacon, or that tiny little orb digger, is currently to the northwest of you.
Oh, it goes even further than the initial beacon.
This is much closer to you compared to that beacon, though. Can't tell how close it is. But, sorry, go ahead.
Perhaps that's a part of a triangulation.
Maybe.
But remember, you shine a bright light in a dark forest. Who knows who will answer the call?
Well, I've decided to take a leap of faith whenever it came to matters of this. I don't know what this is. The culture that made this. I gesture to the tablet, or the people. I don't know. I'm just chasing the gut feeling that I should follow this trail. I felt like it's the right thing to do.
I understand. I have felt the same many times before.
I feel like I want to explore that tomorrow. That second orb seems a little closer to the initial beacon.
We can do so. Remember its direction, though.
Yep. And then I basically take a good long look at the two different positions, the southeast one and the northwest one, the orb and the initial, the first beacon, and then try to like remember it and plot it out in my like mental map, using a compass as a reference.
Sure. Why don't you give me a survival check to see how well you're able to do all that? Much harder to do when you're staring at a blank forest with no blazing beacons to guide you.
Well, I left the tablet sitting on the ground.
No,
still
I
in
meant
the moonlight, basically.
I meant for committing it to your memory for the next day.
Oh, okay. I'll add my pursuit lead for this.
Sure thing. Alright, noted. So now it's about time to divvy up the watches for the night.
I shut off the tablet and put it back in my backpack. Well, I could take the last watch. I feel a bit tired now.
Yeah, I'll take first watch. I'm not going to sleep anytime soon.
Nim
And I will
says,
take the middle.
actually, can you let me take the last watch? I have this weird feeling that I need to take that one.
You can take it together with me.
But then that'll leave us with a 2-hour gap.
Oh, okay. Well, good night, guys. I'll crash first.
Alright, so you all settle in to take your watches. Nia, you said you were going first, is that right?
Yep.
Alright. Please give me a perception check. It's moments like this where I'm glad you all can't see the expressions I make.
Bro.
That means it's either very
Don't say that.
bad or very good.
Or maybe I'm just trolling you. So, Nia, you find yourself sitting on a log in the middle of this damp forest, temperature now dipping below the 50s. It's pretty chilly, especially with how wet you are, both from sweat and from rolling in the mud, as well as being coated in rain all day. The mysteries that you've been pursuing recently all tumble over in your mind, but you're not sure how to make sense of any of them. It's almost like the more you learn, the more confused you get. And it's as you are considering these mysteries while keeping your eyes peeled for the area around you that you suddenly find yourself thrown far away from the camp. You hit a tree, who knows how far away, fall to the ground with a grunt. How would you like to respond to this?
Nia pushes herself back up to her feet, looks around, and shouts out, What was that? Who's there?
You hear a snarl, and as you look up, you see the shadow of an 8-foot-tall, roughly humanoid figure, but it is swollen with muscles. You see the green glint of its eyes, and as the moonlight strikes its snarling maw, you see yellowed fangs. And that's when you realize you are facing a wolf in the shape of a man. Its eyes angrily bear into you, and it says,
Where's the shifter? Who sent you?
Shifter? What the?
Don't
What do
play
you-
games
what
with
do you
me.
mean?
I can smell her all over you.
I trust you, I believe you, I still don't know who you're talking about, so we'll figure this out. You don't need throw me anywhere.
why don't you give me a diplomacy check to convince him that you're not
Really
lying.
tired. Yep, Nia. She doesn't do. She's a straight shooter.
Looks at you. He's 10 foot tall. Now that the moonlight's shining over his shoulder, you can see he's a silver-furred wolf. And he growls in disgust.
If you don't know what I mean, then why do you smell of her? You keep her company.
That may be true. I still don't know who you're talking about. A shifter? I've never heard that before. These is an unfamiliar lexicon. So let's come to an agreement on who is. Describe the person or being you're talking about?
Let's see if this jogs your memory.
Tenses its hand and claws extend from it. It's going to take a swipe at you. That is a 23.
That hits.
Ooh. You take 12 points of damage as it rakes its claw across your midsection. And then the wolf figure growls and says,
"All right. No more playing dumb. Or at least, more talk, less stalling." Think someone has to have been in your company lately. That is not like they should be. 2 creatures in one. I smell her on you. I can feel the sorrow you hold towards her. It's in your sweat. Now, what did you do with her?
We traveled here with a kobold?
Yes. That accursed shifter.
She exploded.
Explain yourself.
She was an intact being one night, and the next morning had discorporated into her base pieces.
I understand what exploded means, human. I meant how and why.
It's the secret? She wouldn't want me to say.
That's a 28. That succeeds against all of your DCs. So he reaches down and grabs you by the throat and picks you up and slams you against this tree. And he says,
I don't have time for your games, frail one. Answer the question or I'll snap your neck right here.
Sorry, Ashra. That was the divine punishment. She was slain by the gods.
the wolf looks genuinely confused. He's like,
wait, that's all?
Yeah.
You were about to die because you didn't want to tell me she exploded due to divine wrath?
It was... She said it was a secret.
So that's why you smell of her. Why your sorrow escapes through your sweat. But you know nothing about her, do you?
I know she came out here because she wanted to help people.
And did those people send you to me? Or her to me?
I guess so.
at this response, you see the wolf snarl very angrily and his eyes narrow in fury.
Well, that was a mistake.
Yeah. I've been doing that a lot lately.
Why then did you seek me out? What do they want?
Oh, no. I miscommunication. We were sent to you in the ultimate sense, in that it's the series of events brought us to here. It was not planned or intended. I don't know who you are.
Give me a diplomacy
Can you tell
check
me
on
that
that.
before you kill me.
Give me a diplomacy check
I
on
thought
that.
he was just gonna kill you right away as soon as you said, "Yep, we're here."
You are one lucky son of a bitch, because he was about he was literally about to be like, "Oh, you don't have any information for me? Well, you're useless then." But somehow, Nia's almost disturbing resignation towards her death seems to catch this creature off guard, and he says,
Huh. You really don't know, do you? And yet, something about your pitiful expression makes me not want to kill you. It would be like taking from the weak, which is dishonorable.
slams you onto the ground. You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage from the force.
Then I better not see you around. Or you had better figure out who sent you all in the first place. Or next time, I won't be so friendly in my interactions.
Woo! He leaps into the forest with a howl.
Nia just lays flat on her back on the forest floor for a few minutes. She gets up and wanders back towards camp. It's been a bad day.
And that was only in the first hour of your watch. You still have an hour left to sit and think about what just happened.
Alright. She'll wander back towards the camp and kind of peek and see if that woke anyone up. But isn't gonna interrupt anyone to explain what happened. She'll just go back to watch. Quite shaken up.
Yes.
What happened?
Surprisingly, the creature was stealthy enough and yet also strong enough to have snuck in and yeeted you without waking anybody up. So you finish your watch and then go to wake up Lysander.
Lysander will wake up.
It's your watch, Lysander.
Kind of just double take. What happened to you?
Some trouble found us. It's like our previous companion had some enemies looking for her.
Why didn't you scream?
Didn't seem like it would help.
Lysander will go up to you and put a hand on your shoulder, and will double do the nudge of fate. So 16 hit points to you.
Thank you.
There, that should help you sleep. Of course, that makes me all starry, incorporeal.
Right. So you take your watch sitting on a similar log, and is there anything that Lysander does during his watch? Because I believe this is the first time he's had a night watch with us.
He would do a lot of meditation. He has literature. Well, unfortunately, this literature would have been soaking through thanks to the rain. Although hopefully it would have been kept in a secure binder. Occasionally, if he gets bored of that, he would once again look up to the stars and daydream.
Very good. And please give me a perception check as you are doing all of this and keeping watch. About the time that you get bored with your binder of literature that is sopping wet, but for now still the pages are still able to be read, you hear some squelching in the mud behind you. It sounds like something is approaching you.
I will turn around and... How close are we talking?
You turn around, and it looks like it is 10 feet from you. And as you look, it is a 10-foot tall creature, covered in shadow because the moonlight is not shining here, but you can see the glint of its green eyes, and you can hear an animalistic-like snarl from it.
I cast my light at it.
As
Who
you-
are you?
With the light illuminating it, you see that it stands on its hind legs. It is a humanoid, but like a wolf. A silver-furred wolf with green eyes and yellowed fangs. It hisses at the light. It's going to try to leap at you to grapple you.
Ah!
Wow, you're lucky. He fails, so he leaps at you, tries to grab you. You spin out of the way, snarls at you, and says,
I
Go ahead.
dodge roll.
You dodge roll, get coated even more in mud, and he says,
You reek the most of the shifter. Tell me, who sent you?
Everyone, our guests back. This is loud enough that I'm trying to wake the others.
Alright. Everyone give me a perception check at -5. See if you hear this. And he says,
You don't want to talk?
I don't know what you speak of. I don't know what you came. Why did you attack my ally?
I already told you. It's because you are practically drenched in the scent of that shifter. So tell me what you know.
Digger, you haven't had more than a couple hours of sleep whenever you wake up to hear some sort of commotion outside.
Do I see anyone standing guard, night watch?
You look over, you see a campfire, and you see what looks like a massive humanoid covered in fur and rippling with muscles currently standing there. But you don't see Lysander anywhere.
I've been drenched in all sorts of things, my friend. You'll have to be more specific.
Now you hear Lysander.
Blood, gore, the innards of a creature who's a shifter.
Well, I was petrified earlier this morning, and I thought I was covered in basilisk blood when I awoke.
Give me a
Though I
diplomacy
don't
check.
truly know what blood it came from.
And I should also... Alright. Looks at you and says,
I'm not sure if ghosts can lie, so I'll let that slide. You mean to tell me that you have no idea anything about the shifter whose blood you were covered in?
No, I've been petrified for a week. 2 weeks, actually, I think. I forget.
it's actually about 3 to 5 weeks.
3 to 5 weeks, yes.
I slowly get up and take my buckler and dagger in hand.
The wolf sniffs.
You very vaguely smell of the shifter. Do you know anything? Or do I need to tear it from your screaming throat?
Pull back that aggression of yours and specify what this shifter is. You're not getting out of me if you tear it out.
You want to put that to the test?
And he leaps at you, taking a claw strike at you. Wow, what are these rolls? That's a 19.
I'm willing to tell you, you stupid beast. Just specify.
You take 10 points of slashing damage as he leaps at you and slashes down across your chest. And he says,
Really? You can't spot a creature who's different than any creature among you? Someone who died recently? I don't know who they are, all I know is they're a shifter.
There was a kobold who died recently. Are you speaking of her?
Yes, the one with antlers. What do you know of her?
She was an alchemist.
I don't care about that. Why did she come looking for me?
We had no idea you even existed. She didn't say anything about you.
give me a diplomacy check.
Is this a public roll or?
Yep, public roll.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Alright.
You call him your companion, yet you don't even know what she was up to? I find that hard to believe.
Hey now, she kept a lot of secrets from us, and the first time she revealed one, she blew up.
So we're going with that same story. Then who sent you? Why was she with you?
I am the leader of this expedition. She had no say in this. She volunteered to come along because I asked. And this expedition isn't about you.
Indeed, who are you? And why do you attack us?
In frustration, he lashes out at you, Digger. That is a 22.
It doesn't matter.
You take 13 points of damage as he, in frustration, he just lashes out at you with his claw, and then he leaps towards the deeper parts of the forest and says,
Fine. In that case, then you should watch your back. Because your little shifter friend might be attracting attention you didn't bargain for.
"Oh!" He sprints deeper into the forest with a howl. And as far as you can tell, he has completely left.
That stings. I hate that thing already.
He's not very good at diplomacy, that's for sure.
Not very bright either.
I would have refocused. I'll give you those, and I'll also cast heal on you.
So 16 hit points to you, Digger.
Thank you, as I wince from the sting of the flesh knitting together.
That's more than enough. You're back to full health, Digger.
I'm glad I didn't intervene, but I almost did. I don't know if we could handle whatever that thing is.
My internet keeps cutting out, sorry. I just cut out again.
Lysandra just said he's glad he didn't intervene, but he doesn't think you all could handle that thing.
No, I don't think I could have. Probably would have
Especially-
had an equal chance in dying because of its stupidity.
Well, let's hope it just gets a brain aneurysm down the road.
I'm gonna go back to sleep. I just wince at my wounds as I slink back into my bedroll.
And you have 1 hour left on your watch to do it as you... Well, about 30 minutes left on your watch to do it as you please. Is there anything else you would like to do, Lysander?
I guess I got nothing.
Alright, no worries. You go back to keeping watch. Probably more vigilant than before, since you didn't expect to be jumped by a wolf man.
Well, I kind of expected to be jumped by something, considering
Fair. You finish out your watch, and you go and wake up Nim, and she takes the last watch of the evening. So you all can go ahead and hit the long rest button, the bed on your character sheets. Make any preparations you would like for the following morning, because that is where we're going to end tonight's session, as Cole was supposed to be here, but apparently she's not going to be here, so I don't want to go too terribly far without her since she was supposed to be here. And plus, Ben said he was really tired, so I'm sure he doesn't mind getting off a little early. So Nia...
An end to one no good bad day.
Yeah. So Nia, you can keep your hero points for next session because you didn't really have the chance to use them, but same for the others. If you have any left over, you can just keep that for next session, since this was a shorter one.